Hello and good morning and a happy solstice wherever you may be roaming in the world. It is I, Silvia Hartmann, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the Sea. And today we are in the clouds. I went outside and there was this soft mist falling just so softly that you couldn't hear it. And I realized that we are in the clouds today. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I love that when that happens. It gives the whole world just a wonderful sense of, oh, I always have a sense of history and calm when that happens. Feels like you're going into the entrance to the other worlds is easier to make. That was quite beautiful. And I am very happy to welcome Renata this morning. Good morning, Renata. Lovely that you're here with me today. I had a really good morning. I got up early and did all sorts of things. And when there's a few more of us gathered, I will be having a chat about some of these things. Happy solstice, Renata. And everybody who listens to this later or at a different time in a different space, happy solstice to you too, wherever you may roam. There's a place where it's always summer solstice. It's always the longest day. I'm all happy today because the 1 year long art course is finishing tonight at 8 o'clock. It's been an epic journey, an absolutely epic journey. And this morning I went through the many pictures of artwork that were posted along the way. There's 24 units in that. And yes, that was one hell of a journey. And also because it was a year long, for some reason, and people have had all these intense personal experiences along the way, and chaos and crises and all sorts of things going on apart from the global panic pandemic. Morning, Julie. Lovely to have you here with me this morning. Lots of love to you. I was just saying that the art course is finished after a whole year of this. And I'm not going to do the art course again. So this is my official announcement that I'm not going to do that anymore. Yes, cool. Yeah, I'm not going to do the art course again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole thing online, and then people can buy it for much smaller rate, and they can do a multiple choice test and get the foundation certificate in modern energy art. And that way lots more people get a chance to have a go at the exercises, or not, as the case may be. And yes, that's brilliant. Morning, Helen. Happy summer solstice. Thank you. The symbol of the day here was the plant. I picked a random one and we got the green kingdom, which is blossoming in the summer sunshine, which is wonderful. So I'm very pleased with the art course. It was absolutely brilliant. The students did some fantastic work, which is why I am celebrating today, both with my special art charm, my modern energy art charm, and also the very first painting that was ever done, ever, of modern energy art, which is behind me, just there. Mirror ball messages, which was just extraordinary. And it has everything to do with what we're doing in modern energy art today. I was literally suicidal when I saw a reflection from a mirror ball, a little light spot dancing on the ceiling. And it changed not just my mood, but my incarnation. And very shortly after, I got the art solutions thing. Stop painting the problem, start painting the solution. And that was one of the biggest enlightenment experiences of my entire life. and it has infused absolutely everything that we now do in modern energy. That art solutions thing, instead of repeating the old and dissecting the problem and digging in the problem and delving in the problem, to ask that question, not, okay, this is the problem, it is known, what is the solution? And that creates that forward movement into, well, evolution, revolution. I love it. Morning, Paul. Lovely to see you here. I'm always delighted when a gentleman is in our midst. That makes it also much more human, I find. And then we can go to the place where we're all human beings and where we are human beings first, which is sort of my favorite thing. Yeah, I was just talking about the energy art and how fundamental, foundational, absolutely, you could not have modern energy at all with all its beautiful logic and clarity and, oh yeah, now it makes sense, without the contribution that the art side of things has brought to it. And the reason for that is that words are in and of themselves a trap, a labyrinth. This is why a lot of people love mathematics, because they get to think about the world not from that wordy place, which has its own weirdnesses and its own cul-de-sacs and its own strange looping labyrinths with no way out. And so to not think about any given problem in words for a change is a huge, I don't know, it's a relief, it's an opening, it's a way out, it's a crack in the brick walls of the heart through which the light shines in. And that's, and the language of movements and colors and sounds is another language. It's a different kind of language. And when we speak that, we can describe aspects of reality in a different way, and we can think about them in a different way. And yeah, that has led to art solutions. And I just love that so, so, so much. And I am absolutely thrilled that we have now a number of people who are modern energy art masters who understand what this is and how it works. And I was saying, on some level, I'm sorry I'm not teaching this personally anymore, but that's not my job in the greater scheme of things, to teach it over and over and over again, whatever that is. My job is really to plant the seeds and to create the thing so that it exists, so it's there. And then hopefully other people will pick it up and run with it and do something with it. And that's what I do. And so then I can go on and create the next thing or another thing. And that's my job, is to make new things. That's the job that I see that I have, rather than, sticking with one thing and just doing that for the rest of days. Good morning, Gavilan. Hello, where do you come from? Where's your home in the great universe, the great outer universe? So another thing that was cool about the art course, it really put it in perspective that through all the ups and downs and all the troubles that each one of the students had experienced during that time, and literally there was all sorts of catastrophes. And I would include myself with my partner who had his heart attack and then his operations and the recovery from that and all the in and out of hospital business. And all of that was very, very, very challenging. And then on top of that, our usual problems that we have with work and finances and all that. And then on top of that, we got the global panic pandemic, and then the people going crazy during that time as well. And, it's just been insane. And yet, here you can see that also in the art group, because we're working with art solutions, with positive things, with trying to solve problems, trying to raise energy, trying to find something. Give me something that will make me feel good inside. Give me something that will help me, I don't know, be stronger, make me through this. Give me something for Martin so that his operation is working better. And that reminds me, that was quite something. While he was having this 10-hour heart operation, I was sitting at home and I was actually placing little individual sparkles on a golden heart, one at a time, with a tiny little stick. I was actually doing my own version of a heart operation there, my energy version of a heart operation. And not only did me kept me calm, it's like I could have sat there and just prayed in words, but it's not the same thing, because there's like more to us, and there's many, many aspects of it that don't speak in words, that don't think in words, that don't even understand words or don't respond to words. And so this action of, this really meditative state of placing these tiny little golden sparkles on this heart of gold, that was, for me, incredibly soothing. And for me, it was the way to give him energy support over all these long hours. And I feel that I've then done my best to support the processes that were unfolding far away, very mechanical, on that energy level. And I thought that was valuable. Good morning, Mary. Oh, hello. And Pavel. Hi, Pavel. Lovely to see you here. Yeah, that painting, that has a huge story behind it. It's the very first ever Art Solutions painting, and that was actually painted with a kitchen sponge and my son's Lord of the Ring model paints, because I had just moved house and I didn't have any kind of, I just had to grab what there was. And what there was a kitchen sponge and some model paints, Mithril silver, and Space Wolves grey, and Gore red, which was just wonderful. Yes, it's a great concept to work outside of words, says Helen. I'm just going to put that up because I think it is. I think a lot of the problems that we have can't be solved with words. There's, there are so many emotions that we have, for example, that there's no words to describe them. Like if somebody leaves you or breaks your heart or something, what you're feeling, there are no words for that. It's not enough to say, oh, my heart is broken, or it really hurts. It's just that there is something there that is very specific, but there's no words for it. Likewise, on the other side of the coin, when we say to that person, okay, what would you need to make that better, to feel better, to start healing, to turn that great water wheel around so we're getting back into this forward flow? They might say it is some kind of a thing, but I haven't got the words to describe it. It's some kind of, no. But oftentimes we can use a different modality. We can simply switch a modality into something else. We can describe it perhaps in shapes, in colors, in movements. Movements are awesome because they form like they shape energetic realities. And when you're working with art in some way, it's always working with movements. When you see the pyramids, for example, and then the archaeologists go in there and they always get super excited when they see the tool marks of the people who built the pyramids, these movements that they left behind as they were creating this. And that's, the reason they get so excited about it is because the movements of human beings were, recorded in that way. And the movements that we make, in the energy art course, be they movements to form a sculpture or movements to, draw symbol lines, work with colors, merge colors. it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, I wonder if we got any people here who just don't get art, don't like art, have no idea what's going on with art. But that's just one of the many ways to kind of, deal with these things. Beautiful, the heart art, well, the heart op was going on. Yes, I didn't intend that. That just happened. I was just, that literally just happened. And see, it started with just, I had some aluminium foil on the desk. And I wasn't even thinking about it. I think I had the television on or something and was looking at the watch every 3 minutes to see how long the time was before I could call up the hospital. And my mops, and I hope you all know what mops are, they just got a bit of aluminium foil and started shaping it. And I was looking down and they had shaped a heart. And I was like, oh my God. Even just in the retelling of that, I was just so shocked to see it. But that's the beautiful thing, isn't it? Our body tries to talk to us in so many different ways and wants to communicate with us. But in our heads, we are all stressed out and all over the place, and all those things that we can't do anything about at that level. Be that what our governments are doing or what the crazy people are doing out there, the crazies. You know, it's like there's so many things we can't do anything about. And if we think just in the head, we're going to go crazy. And that was what was happening with this heart operation, far away and totally out of my physical control. But my hands, my mops shaped this heart. And then I knew what I was going to do. I just knew it and did it. So thank you, dear energy mind. Thank you, the powers that be. That was, for me as well, extremely helpful. And that's the thing. If you're supporting somebody who's ill, then you need to be strong. You need to stay strong. That's our old thing, It's yeah, okay. So what shall we do this morning? What shall we talk about? I've made my art announcement. I have talked about why I love art, why I think it's important, really, really important. And okay, I'm just going to chat along and see what you guys what would you like to do today? Give me some stuff here and let me know how it goes on. This morning, I decided when I got up, I decided to go and have a look through the folders from the art course and pick out some pictures to make sort of a little, well, hey, congratulations, class of 2020 video. And then I decided I'll probably need some music, so I'll make some music. So I picked up my mobile phone and sang a little song to record that, to use that as the basis to make some background music. And I found on the mobile phone a recording that I didn't recognize. So I played it, and it turns out that it was a meditation in German called Zauberbäume. And the translation of that would be magic trees. Doesn't sound like as good in English for a change than it does in German. Magic trees. And it was a really nice meditation. And I was wondering, perhaps if you're into it, we can do that in a little while. Just, it was just pleasant and nice. And it was based on ascension that the aspect must have had, and got the phone out and just recorded it. And there it was. And I couldn't even remember that it was there. It's a beautiful thing. Do you fancy doing a magic tree meditation this morning? Shall we be really esoteric? Excellent. That's a good response. Renata, I love you. I love magic trees. I love all trees. Yes, I love trees too, I think. And and yes, look, we have trees behind us. Now, this I honestly did not plan. I just pulled out a random one, and it was, it's of course the tree is the plant symbol. I didn't choose for the plant symbol the flower, which is interesting. I think the I think the I don't know, when I made up the energy symbol set, or rather when me and my dear energy mind had this discussion where we put things backward and forward, I started on the plants with a flower, but the energy mind showed me a tree instead. And I'm thrilled about that, because flowers, as lovely as they are, they're not quite what a tree is. They're not quite what a tree is. Well, they're a product of a tree or of some other kind of plant. So that might be kind of it then. Okay, shall we do the magic trees meditation? Shall we do that? Why don't we do that? Okay. It's going to be good for the energy system. It's going to help us be happy. And I was thinking this the other day. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's a lot of people up in arms because their original sort of things that they loved, like Star Trek and Star Wars and Doctor Who, has been essentially what you might call destroyed. New versions have been made of it, and they're not at all energetically the same as the old versions. And this has caused some people terrible, terrible upset. And they can't really explain why they're so upset, because, of course, in the mainstream, the sixth sense, the emotions, is completely missing. The energy is missing. What's happened is that the energy of those original things that they loved has just been completely destroyed, reversed, chaotified, taken away. And so what's happened with that is that they used to have these things like Star Trek and Star Wars and Doctor Who. They used to have that as an escape. The way that we use sanctuary, these people, they would travel to that universe and live in that universe to be happy, to recharge, to have adventures, to take time out from the hideous hard. And by taking that away from them, this destroying their sanctuaries, actually. Oh my God. Now we're talking criminal damage. Imagine going into somebody's sanctuary and destroying it. How awful is that? It's no wonder they're so upset and so angry. Oh man. So, wow. It seems that human beings need to escape every so often from the hard and go somewhere else, a different place in time and space, where things are different, where there is magic, where the heroes win, where the girl gets her boy and the boy gets his girl. Where, oh man, good triumphs over evil, and you can have adventures but live happily ever after. It seems that human beings really, really need that. And we are lucky that we can just go into sanctuary and no Disney corporation can mess that up. Game of Thrones is another example of that, which was just, oh my God, destroyed in the last unit. So people who had that as an escape don't have that anymore. That sanctuary was destroyed as well. So we can have our own, and that's a beautiful thing. And so let's just get started with that. Always good to start in the heart position. Please join me in the heart position. Let's take a deep breath in and out. And so, yes, dear energy mind, let's go to that perfect place in diamond space. And the place we are going to is an island in the deep blue sea. The sun is shining, sparkling on the water. We have gentle waves. And we may be approaching this island on a boat that is perfectly built for these seas, for these shores. We can tell that this is a lush island. It is warm here. There is beautiful rain when the rain falls. There is sunshine when the sun shines. And all the plants here are growing most beautifully. We can discern now already that there are all kinds of different greens ahead. And nestled in those greens, there are also all kinds of other flowers which become more clearly defined as we are coming closer. And so our ship gets into the shallows and it gently nudges into the golden sparkling sand. And we can very easily here, because we are in our shining energy bodies, we can hop over the side and splash into the warm water and just start easily walking or running up the beach and towards that wonderful, lush, welcoming and inviting Garden of Eden that awaits us here. And this is a garden of energy. Here, all the plants love us and welcome us. As we breathe in the fine oxygen that they're giving us, that makes us feel good. But as we're breathing out, we can actually sense how excited they are and how glad that you are here today. And you are giving them this life-giving out-breath as a gift. And the plants are super excited, all of them. The small little grasses are excited. The little flowers that grow among them are excited. The big stately flowers and the bushes that sparkle with berries. The great big trees. All of them are super excited that you are here and that you brought your presence to this place of magic. And by bringing your presence, made the whole thing 100 times better than it was before. Oh, you are so very, very welcome here. And in this place, there's another thing. This is the Garden of Eden. All leaves, all fruit, all flowers are not only edible, but wonderfully delicious. And you'll be able to go and explore that at some point and find just the right thing for you to eat that really, really goes, oh yeah, that was just the right thing for me. But today, we're going to do something special. I'm going to ask you to just walk inside there a little way and look for a tall tree which has large, round, green fruit. They are sort of shining. It's hard to tell because the sun is shining and there's a dappling shade of the leaves in the breeze. But you can see that they're sort of glowing. They seem to be glowing. All things are made of energy here. So I'd like you to now reach up and take one of those big round fruit and hold it in your hand. And it smells absolutely delicious. And I'd like you to take a deep bite from it. Whoo! And as this energy travels into your matrix, you can feel just how wonderful that feels. And on this occasion, we're going to go a little bit further because all things here are made from energy. And there is so much juice and wonderment in this big green fruit that you just want to take it and just put your face in it. And as you do that, it starts to melt and you can rub it into your entire body, into your entire skin. And it travels right into the very fabric of your energy body. And as you do that, and as you let that go right into your skin, you can see that it starts to make you start to sparkle. and shine and glow. This is doing something marvelous to your energy body. And so as you're doing that, you're also beginning to sense that this is giving you a deeper connection to the Garden of Eden. Because here you've just become sort of glowing and a little bit green, a little bit more connected with the energy of the plant kingdom that loves you, that is absolutely delighted that you are here. And now it's even more delighted that you've taken this action to become closer, to understand them more. And so you are now free to play, to run, to climb, to dance, everything you want to be as a forest child in this magic Garden of Eden. And when later the night begins to fall in the beautiful colors of orange, rose, and deepest purple, and the stars of this world begin to sparkle like stars that you have never seen before. And you turn around and look back at the garden. There you see those magic trees, and they have fruit of many, many colors. They are shining bright light, and they are reflecting on the water. Thank you very much for coming along on this journey. I think that was absolutely wonderful and an absolute wonderful escape, a needed and a necessary escape that we human beings need from the craziness of the heart. I invite you, I really do, to return to this island many, many times, to try out some other fruit, to literally find healing plants. And they might not just be magic flowers, they can be all sorts of things. There may be bark of a tree, there may be stems in a bush, there may be roots from something that you need to dig up from the light and loving soil. But please remember, the most important thing is that you are beloved and you are welcome, and that the garden is delighted when you come to visit. And yeah, ah, Helen says, that was an amazing series of words. Well, I do the best I can, Helen, with the words. You know, I push the words as far as you can push them in order to invite in as much energy and things as possible. Ah, Renata says, thank you, I love that. Thank you very much for coming along with that. And please go visit afresh. Different times, different states, different aspects need different things from the Garden of Eden, the true Garden of Eden. And it's always wonderful to visit there. We can also, for my art people, we can also draw the plants and draw maps of the garden and draw the island itself and do all sorts of things with the Garden of Eden, which is wonderful. Mary Q says, absolute beautiful. Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you. I very much enjoyed that journey, and thank you for being there. Oh, you're very welcome, Anne-Marie. Thank you for being here with me this morning and taking this wonderful trip. I wonder if more people visit the Garden of Eden and experience how much love there is for them there, and how nice it is to go somewhere where you are 100% welcome and where you are an asset, where, you know, what you do, your being, what you bring to the party is just received with this, not just unconditional love, but with absolute joy, with festival joy, with like, oh, we've waited for you to come for so long. We're so happy that you are here. That I think is also just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and people need that. Ah, Christine, hello, good morning, Christine. Wonderful creativity, refreshing. It is. I had this happen to me just as ascension, this fruit thing, and when I just had to wash myself all over with this fruit, and it was just such a lovely experience. And I spent quite some time as a green person, just dancing about being a green person. I really, really enjoyed that. The next time I went back, it was an orange fruit, and that was quite a different experience. So, by all means, it's fabulous, you know. Dear Pavel, you are most welcome, my darling. I don't see enough of you. So there we go. That was our Sunday Live with Silvia today. Trip to the beautiful island, to the Garden of Eden. And please be advised that taking sanctuary is extremely healthy. It's extremely necessary. It's extremely good for us to tune out of the general stress craziness every so often, so that we don't get caught up in it, that we don't get swept away in it, and that we retain a sense of proportion, a sense of, just sanity. Hey, shall we call it that? A sense of essential sanity, which can help us not feel as though this crazy world of human doings, the heart, is all there is, because it isn't. And as long as we remember that, we have a good chance to stay strong, to stay intelligent, to navigate our way through the choppy waves of time, and come out always with a sense that there is a lot of love and a lot of fun and a lot of joy in the universe. So I'm going to thank you very much for being here with me this morning. Lots and lots of love to you. Special sparkles of blessing. And I really look forward to seeing you again next Sunday for Sunday Live with Silvia. Lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.